Lovely to meet you, Peter.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you. So you're going on this incredible, the Back to the 80s cruise in May. Tell me about it.
Well, I haven't done Back to the 80s before, but I'm just back from my first musical cruise ever, off the east coast of Australia, and it's the same cruise company, so I know that the cruise ship is quite a luxurious affair.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of it. It's huge.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
In fact, I think the one going out on May the 6th is bigger still than the one I was just on, and that was a surprise to me because never having done a cruise before, there's live music from midday until the early hours of the morning. I wasn't ready for the scale of the ship, and there are venues all over the ship. So you've got live music happening, dotted around the ship, and there's always something to do. And it was. I really enjoyed it actually.
How often did you have to perform?
On that particular cruise, we did 2 shows.
That's not bad.
In May, we're doing 3. So
that's pretty good in a week. So fans,
yes, you could argue it's not very hard work.
No, it's great though, because you've still got to do preparation, haven't you? And you've got fans that'll come and see you 3 times in a week.
I think the idea is, that the capacity of the ship is for 3,000 passengers.
Okay.
And the venues tend to be a little smaller. You won't get everyone on the ship. So that's one reason why you have several performances.
Still, it's pretty good value, I think.
I hope so.
It will be. It'll be amazing. So what are you looking forward to most of all on this cruise?
Well, it's on the Australian cruise. It was great to see some of the other acts. I enjoyed that. I'm a music fan, so I love to watch the other guys doing their thing. But also, it's a lot of like-minded people. They're all there to see music that they love and that they remember. And it's just a blast. So I'm looking forward to playing for the fans, and hopefully everyone will have a wonderful time.
Okay, so you guys are still making lots of music though, aren't you?
We haven't recorded for a while, but we are, in this day and age, as we all know, the industry's changed dramatically since 30 years ago. So whereas then we would have made money from selling records and we would have lost money touring, now
it's the other way around.
It's all about live performance. So on that level, we seem to be doing quite well. We're busier than ever, certainly on the live front. And next year, we'll be touring with Nick Kershaw in the beginning of the year, 30 dates in the UK, and we have dates in the diary for 2019, so that's all good,
Brilliant. We came along to the show in Coventry.
Oh, right.
And it seems like there's a lot of you guys that are all going on this cruise.
Yeah.
Do you all, did you all know each other back in the 80s, or have you, since this 80s revival thing, got to know each other? Because there seemed to be a real camaraderie between you all.
It's to some extent it's the usual suspects, but definitely from my point of view, much the latter. I got to know these guys more recently when we've been playing festivals on the same bill and so on. In the 80s, if I were on the radio, I might be asked by a caller, do you know John Taylor from Duran Duran? I would think, why would I know John Taylor? It's not like we all went to the same pub or anything, whereas I do now see my contemporaries from that era more.
Because I know Paul and Tony have been mates forever. But that's very, very cool. And so, all right, so you don't have the old days to talk about, but you make new memories as you travel around. That's very cool. So, all right, I asked my audience, and I said, what questions do you have? And someone said, if you could listen to only one song for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Wow, off the top of my head. I heard it through the grapevine by Marvin Gaye.
And why is that?
Because Marvin Gaye, I think, is possibly, from my personal point of view, the greatest male singer there's ever been. He makes a noise that I can't make because he was a tenor and I'm a baritone. But, that's like so many other people, it's the music of your teen years when music is especially powerful for you.
True.
And you're falling in love, or at least you think you are, for the first time and so on. And Motown, and that era of Motown was my own, the soundtrack of my teenage years. And as I say, he's just my favourite singer of all time.
Whereas you guys are soundtrack of my teenage years.
Well, hopefully with the soundtrack of someone's teenage years,
So what do you think? There has been this whole return to the 80s, and 80s music is very, very, I don't want to say fashionable, but it is popular.
I'll take fashionable.
Yeah,
or
fashion,
popular,
very
actually.
fashionable. So, what would you attribute that to?
Well, I've been asked that question before, and I just want to. I don't mean to sound too pleased with myself, but hopefully it's the songs. You know, ultimately, I mean, certainly, you know, as you said, working with all these other artists. In a festival environment, you know, people who come generally want a retrospective experience. They want to hear the songs that they remember from their youth, and I hope that, you know, the songs that I had a hand in writing still stand the test of time. And I think there's a certain melodic element to songs of that era.
I think so.
I mean, there's obviously melody in contemporary music, but I do think it seems arguably less sophisticated. It's just a subjective point of view. But contemporary music does seem often to be less sophisticated in its songwriting.
I agree with you totally. Now, we work closely with Jedward, and they're big music fans, and they've said exactly the same thing. They said the music today doesn't have the story, it doesn't have the same, you know, melodic quality of the 80s music, and
I'm sure there are contemporary songwriters that would take issue with that idea. But,
well, so far as they're concerned, you guys are like top. What's the greatest lesson you've learned in all your time in music?
I wouldn't say that I've learned the lesson, because we're still making the same mistake. But definitely, you know, get a move on. Don't waste any time. Because our second album was archetypally the difficult second album, where we wanted to make a certain statement, and it definitely would have been more in our interest had we worried less about what we thought the public thought about us, and made the record more quickly to have it out there before the public had moved on, the audience had moved on. A number of artists have had the same experience, and you think that the music's the most important thing, whereas timing is also very important.
Timing is always, Okay, so you've had your music on soundtracks, on movie soundtracks
Several
as well?
soundtracks, actually.
So do you feel that that's helped people remember your music as much as anything?
Well, certainly Pretty Woman, obviously, because The King of Wishful Thinking, which was the Go West song that was on the soundtrack of that film, is still our most well-known song. If people weren't familiar with us in the 80s, for reasons unknown, given that it's such a politically incorrect film. But the most of the female population will have seen Pretty Woman at some point, and so they know the song even if they don't know us as a band.
I have one more question, and then we'll call that a day. What question do you wish someone would ask you in an interview, but no one ever has?
I haven't got a good answer to that question. I don't think in terms of being interviewed, so that's not something. I'd have to give that some thought.
That's all right. Thank you very much, Peter.
Pleasure.